What's up, and welcome back to the Curbcast. We're here in front of the Jim and Linda Lee Performing Arts Center for the 16th Annual Prescott Film Festival. We are so excited to be here, and we have some special guests coming on after we get done reading through some of our sponsors. Helen Stevenson, which is the founder and director of our Prescott Film Festival, as well as Barry Tolley, who is a director of a feature film being screened actually right now in the theaters. So I'm super excited to hop in, but first, let me give a huge thanks to some of our sponsors, like Axiom Hi-Fi Entertainment, which is your local entertainment business that provides high-quality live music, lighting, and DJ services. So if you need anything to make your event that much more special and spectacular, get a hold of them through Instagram or Facebook on a DM. As well as Digital Realm Studio, who does all of our post-production work, which they are a local film and music production studio dedicated to putting out exceptional work. So if you want it done right, for any of your video or audio needs, go to them, reach them at DRS_film video, or look up Digital Realm Studios to reach them. And lastly, for our intro, we got Prescott Film Festival, which is celebrating its 16th anniversary this week. The 13th through the 18th, they have a bunch of movies screening. It is such a blast to come out and just see what the community has been doing in our film industry and how it's grown. So make sure to buy your tickets online or in person. And with that being said, we're going to jump right in with our first guest, Barry Tolley. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Curbcast, listeners. We're here with our first guest of the day. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, buddy. How are you? How's everybody doing out there? Sorry, I just about tripped when I fell over on this stool. So my name is Barry Tolley. I'm a filmmaker here in Prescott and here at the Prescott Film Festival. So pretty excited to see all the talented people. You guys have a great setup here. I like what you guys do. We see on online. So that's a great job getting this film festival out there, getting this thing promoting local filmmakers with talent so that other people around the film industry, not just locally, know that there's talent here, that they can come in and get people to do quality work and make their movies better or projects.
Absolutely. We're just trying to spread the word. It's the 16th annual Prescott Film Festival. We're here at Yavapai College campus. Beautiful, kind of rainy day. I know that they just got done screening your feature film that was shot. You want to tell me a little bit about, it's called Jacob's Lane?
Yes, absolutely, correct.
Fantastic.
It's Jacob's Lane. It's a Western.
It
takes place in two different generations, but of the same family. So there's themes of family, there's themes of sacrifice, there's themes of legacy. That's discovery that happened in 1887, found a big old gold nugget, ended up being attacked by bad guys, gets shot. That's our main character, Jacob, the titular character there. And he ends up having to bury the gold because he's got a gut shot. And the last thing he does is tells his wife where that gold is located. There's still danger, so she can't go get it right away. She ends up burying it. 110 years later, her journal is what kind of sets this thing in motion, where her great-great-grandson actually goes through and has to decipher the code that is in the journal to be able to know where to go find that gold.
Interesting. That is such an interesting plot.
Thanks.
And I've talked to some people about it afterwards.
Thanks.
They said the screening was amazing.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations for being able to finish that project and get that out. That's huge.
Appreciate it.
So I have a couple questions for you lined up. First and foremost, where did this inspiration come from? Where was the idea for Jacob's Lane? Is it tied into the Prescott historical? Is there a personal aspect that you were really connected to? Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's kind of all of the above, actually. So the movie, to start with, is dedicated to my dad. Again, I talked about family, legacy, and sacrifice and all that stuff. But Prescott is someplace that I've always been inspired by. Love the movie Junior Bonner. So the Western Junior Bonner. Our family's name in the movie is actually the Bonners. And so there's just a passion there of Western, passion for Prescott filmmaking,
Yeah.
and then the family history. So I wanted to dedicate something to my dad. I wanted to show a family legacy and show somebody who has sacrificed, who ends up paying off for his family later on. Not much in his generation, but the sacrifice that plays, going forward. And they never get to see it, but those people in 1887, their family was, ahead of the game because of what they did.
Yeah, and they're represented. I feel as though you're combining, personal story with a lot of the Western heritage that we have here.
Yes,
it's very cool story that I've heard.
Thank you.
So from pre-production all the way to post-production
Yeah.
and being able to premiere it, how long did that process take, and what kind of obstacles did you have to overcome in order to get this out?
Yeah, great question. So about a year and a half from start to finish, from writing the screenplay to going into pre-production, trying to raise the money for the budget, and then shooting, then post-production. You guys know all about how much work goes into that.
Right.
And there's always hiccups, no matter who you are. You could hear Christopher Nolan talking about the Odyssey,
Yeah.
and he'll tell you, we ran into this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he had $200 million. So things always happen, but a lot of those things were a lot of logistics with getting people together. That's something that's never easy. Like on the smallest of scales, that's difficult. So planning shooting dates, then just getting those things organized, getting people that aren't from in town together with those people that are in town, and then taking advantage of what we can have built in. Like you said, Prescott has so much great Western history. The PAFA, the Filmmaker Club here, was a tremendous help for us. They were meeting in the Western Heritage Museum at the time, so that was something that was built in. So all those things and the contacts that you make with these people, that there's, like you said, not only the film background, but the local Prescott background. And then I think there's also something to be said about the people's openness to help. There's your friendly people. There's people that are talented, but also care about the product, care about making great art and putting it out there. So
yeah, that's a really powerful story and testament to, excuse me,
no worries.
the first of all, the community. It speaks a lot to getting that group. And I've had, some conversations with the NAPA and the PAFA communities, and what they do to try and cultivate that community and make it easier for filmmakers to have access to each other, to resources, tools, and just knowledge as well. Speaking of knowledge, I know that you are also the Prescott High School film teacher.
Yes.
So something I want to ask you is, what is one piece of advice at having, produced a feature film to aspiring future filmmakers? What would you, what's your word of advice for them?
So the good thing about it is usually 90% of the time it's either in them or it's not. So they have it. So I took one look at Eris, and she's got it,
right?
And then so it has to come out, right? So if they have that and it has to come out, then they have to find ways to get that out. So we were just talking to Sage after we made the movie, and I knew she had talent. So like, get an acting class. Doesn't matter which class. Take commercials. Take improv. Do everything that you can, because that's all generating. It's all going to the right, to your art, to your craft.
Right.
So work begets work. So maybe you have never ran sound before and you're uncomfortable, but you got to go and hold a boom. But you're getting better at your craft, even if you're not a boom operator and you have no goal of being a sound mixer or a boom operator, but you have the passion. So I would tell every one of my kids, if it's there, it's there, buddy, and I see it, if that passion, you got to do this. But start on your scale. Make sure that you're doing your things. Man, the summer that we've had this year is a perfect example. This kid doing backrooms, this dude doing... that's a perfect... They just did, right? They weren't waiting around like, I need $100 million. No,
just
the
went.
kid started and did it. Yeah, but it was inside of him. I bet he drove all his friends crazy. I bet his family went nuts over it. So it was inside of him, and he had to do it. So that's what I would tell them. Hey, buddy, if it's yours, if it's something that is inside of you, if it's that itch that you have to scratch... Just like Eris has she's a talented, creative person. She's got to work. She's got to do it. So
And I've really, I've really resonated with the idea that it's now so achievable, and now more than ever that there's an access to those resources,
Sure.
and even in our area,
Mm-hmm.
especially with like PAFA, helping bridge the gap
Yeah.
between the experienced and the inexperienced. Now more than ever is your chance to go and tell those stories that you have to be told.
Absolutely.
In
Well
our
said.
community, how have you seen Prescott grow in the last few years and the film industry really cultivate here?
Yeah. So I've been here 5 years now, and
Yeah.
I've seen a steady growth. When I first got here, all I knew of was the Prescott Film Festival. I wasn't even familiar with the FMA program here at YC and all
Yeah.
that it provides. I wasn't sure that the CT program, those local things, were available. I knew I met Josh Orlando, who I knew had professional experience, so I knew he was around. But other than that, I didn't know other filmmakers. I didn't know other
Yeah.
people with that passion. When I was introduced to PAFA, that was a place where, I got to go and meet other people with this similar passion. And, that I've watched that group grow.
Yeah.
So, and then through the course of making Jacob's Lane, not only using those resources, but calling on others from locally and, from a distance, looking into like Phoenix and Tucson. So I think that was something that helps Prescott grow as a film community.
Yeah.
When we start to get further out there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's talented people in Phoenix. There's talented people in Tucson. There's a great studio that just got built in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So those things are happening, but here in Prescott, I don't think that we should just rely on ourselves or just try to hey, we're up here doing our own thing. No, I think the Arizona film community can continue to grow, and Prescott, what a perfect place to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the people coming up from Phoenix are going to be pretty happy filming up here.
It's
Yeah.
a lot different from
Yeah.
117.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you that. Yeah, and I think the beautiful thing is that when you bring these like-minded people together and you cultivate that community,
Yeah.
and you find it from not just one space, you have so much innovation, inspiration from this person and this person. And I remember I can't remember the director, but they talked about how they were on set and they were really having a trouble with a scene,
Uh-huh.
and they got inspiration from just a simple PA. Like,
Yeah.
it comes in small ways
Sure.
and from small places,
Sure.
but there's no one place that is insignificant.
Absolutely. It's a communal art.
Yeah.
We are all contributing to this art, and that's the beauty of it, I believe. I believe we're all built differently and made
Yeah.
differently. We've all got different perspectives. But those things that we bring together, to me, that's the coolest part. And you never really know exactly how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You're like, I think this is going to be fun. I think these people will work. But, you got to get in that room and do it, just like we talked about the back rooms and Obsession.
Yeah.
They got together and did it.
Yeah, yeah, and what I am really interested in is you have kind of a forefront in our community with this younger generation
Yeah.
of filmmakers and those interested in being part of production.
Sure.
And you have that access to help and see where it's going. So to be honest, or to ask you another question.
Sure.
What can we expect from you in the upcoming, next years, or is there any more projects that you have planned? Or you taking a break? Was that so much that just you're like, woo?
Yeah,
feature
kind of
film.
that. Yeah, kind of that. There's always that.
Yeah,
Everybody
just-
decompress a little bit, just like anything else
Yeah,
that you
no
go through
doubt.
that is a lot. You need that little bit of recovery thing there. But we're going to be working the distribution deals for Jacob's Lane. That's going to be a little bit time consuming. We'll take it to AFM in November. I'm not sure exactly what project will be next, but we've got local talented filmmakers that I'm hoping to kind of help. My kid that was in my lead, Robbie Figgins.
Yeah.
I don't. Did you guys get to interview him?
Oh my gosh! I think we interviewed him last
Okay,
year
good.
but
Yeah.
I've heard so much about him
he's
and his
fantastic.
films.
Eris is fantastic. We've got these people that I think are going to be going on and doing things. And again, just like I was saying earlier, as a community, individually, we also need to continue to grow, to use what we have, make sure we're building upon that. But when we're building, we got to continue to elevate. So me personally, yeah, I'm going to be looking to help them with some of their projects. I'd like to produce a little bit more down the road, like maybe help other people with their projects from a production standpoint.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm always writing something, so
You got something in the back burner.
There's always something in there, that a story that wants to get out. But whether or not that comes to fruition, I don't know, because there's been a lot of them that haven't. So Jacob's Lane just happened to be one that did.
I like it. I like it. Well, congratulations
Thanks,
on
man.
your
I appreciate
screening,
it. Thank you.
and that is such a huge testament
Thanks.
to the amount of work that went on behind the
Yeah.
scenes, and just it was a 1.5 year long journey
Yeah.
to get it out there on the
Yeah.
screen and let people view that work. So bravo,
Thanks,
kudos
bro.
to you.
Thank you.
We see what you're doing. and
Thanks, man.
We hope that you continue to do it. I could keep talking about film, but we're running short on time, so I'm going to have you go ahead and click our topic wheel. So go ahead and give it a click right on here. Let's see what we get. Ooh. We got conspiracy theory. Are you conspiracy theorist?
No,
Oh, really?
I'm not.
Oh,
No.
you don't believe in aliens?
No.
All right. Well, this will be interesting. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get your brain cooking
Okay.
a little bit. So, what do you think deja vu is?
Deja vu?
Yeah,
That's
deja vu.
Buddy, this is a great question.
Yeah.
I would say that it's a familiar experience. So not necessarily like, oh, I've seen this before, but it's a similar experience. Let's say you're walking and you're carrying a heavy bag from this to here. Well, and then you run into somebody you haven't seen in years, right?
Yeah.
Well, a year from now, you might be at Safeway and walking from the car into the thing, and then you run into somebody you haven't seen in years, but there's something about that feels familiar. But you're not saying
Interesting.
it's not the same person. You know what I mean?
But you feel like you've seen
You-
it before
you-
because you've had that
Yeah.
such a similar
that feeling,
experience.
the visceral feeling of it. Yeah.
Interesting. So you're not like it's a glitch in the Matrix.
No,
guy.
definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
something psychologically. I like to like sit there and be like, man, like what is it? What is
Yeah.
it? Because I have deja vu like a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's like freaky.
Yeah.
And it freaks me
Cool.
out every
Yeah.
time. Every time I have deja vu, it's like,
What was that?
yeah, what is
What's
happening?
happening? Yeah.
What's the universe trying to tell me
Sure,
right now?
sure.
Yeah. I have another one. So the Mandela effect. Have you know what the Mandela effect is?
Refresh me.
The Mandela effect is when a large community of people share a same false memory.
Yeah,
So like the
The movie Shazam. We
Yeah.
think we saw Shazam. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
But there's a DVD box that everybody my generation thinks that we saw this movie.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
Yeah.
And it's a fake movie, but it's that effect. It was called Shazam, fake Shazam, I think, or Kazam, a playoff of it maybe. And it was a comedian named, I can't remember. He was in Necessary Roughness. But he's only on this poster that we think we saw, but the movie didn't exist. If we look up I bet you that's one of them that comes up.
The one that comes to my mind is the Fruit of the Loom.
Okay.
The cornucopia.
Okay?
I swear, I remember the cornucopia,
Yeah.
but
It didn't
it
exist.
never existed.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
never part of their logo. But
now that'll trip
everyone,
you out, man. Just thinking about it, sure.
Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of like weird psychological things
Sure.
that in our brain are just
Yeah.
like it's almost like a comfortability with a situation that you've been in,
Right.
and it takes you back.
Right.
But the false memory and you sharing it with
How do we
so
share
many
it?
people,
Right.
it's so
It's bizarre.
interesting,
Yeah.
and it's almost makes me wonder if there's a underlying connectivity between people and shared energy and shared experiences. I think that there is something to be said about how humans in general are connected
Yeah.
and so deeply connected
Sure.
through
Sure.
living on the same plane of existence.
Yeah.
It's
Right on.
It's
Yeah.
a really weird topic,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I mean, what is all this?
Yeah.
You got to question it a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You're like, why is this happening?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. What do you think?
Well,
Why is this happening?
Well, I believe there's a plan. I believe the Lord, I am a man of faith, and I believe the Lord has a plan. But when those things come to be, I'm the most blindsided, and that's when you could kind of call me like, I'd be like, oh, maybe that was just about this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this happened, so maybe that was just about that.
Right,
and
you're trying to connect to the dots.
Yeah, the butterfly effect, maybe kind of thing. Yeah, but the root of it is my faith, and then I can just kind of build on it from there.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that having faith in the overall, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
There's nothing that is out of place.
The path knows the way?
Yeah. There's a road to be walked, and you don't know it. I don't know it. Nobody knows it, but it's there, and it's set in place. And all of this is just far too perfect. Yeah. Far too, just put together so meticulously, and I love that you share that faith.
It's perfect.
It literally is too perfect to not be real.
It can't be an accident.
No, it can't. It can't. I 100% agree. I got one more question for you before I gotta let you go. But do you and this is interesting coming from a person of faith. Yeah. But do you believe that we get second chances, or there is a reincarnation, or a way of coming back?
To answer those, not quite like what you're asking.
Yeah.
But second chances, absolutely. I do believe that things. That we all can be redeemed. Again, that's why I think
forgiven.
God is who He is. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that God ever cuts somebody. I think He's always there. So but as far as to come back as another spirit or something, I don't. But if I believe that our spirit's going to go to heaven. So if that's kind of what you're asking, I would say that. But no, I don't think that I was a Roman soldier in the 1200s fighting the Muslims.
Right.
I don't think.
Right. Well, that's an interesting point of view, and I appreciate you sharing that so openly and so freely.
Thanks for asking.
That's a beautiful thing, and more people should share their faith.
You're my guy, man. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Barry, it's been a pleasure.
Thank
you for coming on.
We need to hang out more.
Yeah, I'm done.
Right
on, Barry. It's been a pleasure. And all of our listeners, we will be right back with another guest after this. And welcome back to the Curbcast. We're here with our next guest, someone I know pretty well, but go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, guys? My name is Sage Johnson.
Hi, Sage. Good to see you. So, you know what we do here. We're here for the Prescott Film Festival, and I hear that you are actually in one of the featured films.
I am. I'm in Jacob's Lane, directed by Barry Tolley.
Nice. I love that. So tell me a little bit about your experience. You were acting?
I was an actress. I was the lead's sister, which was originally a brother, but they decided that there were too many men in the film and hit me up, actually.
It's a little change up. You got in. Nice. So not your first time acting, I'm assuming.
It's not my first time acting. I've been acting since I was in 6th grade, actually. So I started when I was 12. I've been acting ever since then. This was my first film, actual film I've been a part of, which was super exciting.
That's cool. And tell me about that experience.
Oh, it was amazing. I love being on screen. I really like film acting. It's a very quick experience, and it's you learn your lines, you do the scenes, you get it done and over with, and then you learn your next lines, which I personally enjoy a lot better. But I do think theater is more authentic, of course, but I really enjoyed screen acting, or my opportunity to do so.
So you do both sides. You do the theater, and then this is your first time in a feature film, which is super cool. Congratulations, by the way. Super proud of you.
I won supporting actress on the last film festival we went to for it. So
Nice. Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And tell me, because Barry Tolley, we're going to have him on, and tell me what it's like to have a director kind of giving you, direction. And
I really like it. I don't feel like we got a ton of direction in Jacob's Lane because Barry Tolley is very trusting of his actors. And I really appreciated that because I felt like I got to make a lot of artistic decisions that he gave me the freedom to do, and along with my co-stars and everything like that. So it was really fun working with him, and when he did give direction, I knew it made the film better. Like, I knew it made it better before even having to see it.
That's super cool to have that freedom of just like your artistic element being implemented in there, and then you're gonna get to see it. It's actually screening in like what, 15 minutes.
I know.
So
I'm actually super excited.
that
very
is
nervous,
awesome.
But very excited.
I'm super proud of you, Sage.
Thank you.
Well, we're gonna hop into our topic roulette.
Okay.
So
perfect.
go ahead and hit our wheel just right in the white. Maybe. Maybe.
If I can get it.
What? Well, technical difficulties. Give me a spin. Come on. We got film. All right, so I got a couple questions for you.
Perfect.
First of all, is there a movie that you watch every time you watch it that just like makes you cry?
That's a really good question, and it's gonna be a really silly answer. Y'all ever seen WALL-E?
Oh,
I love WALL-E, and every time I watch it, it makes me cry. It's so powerful, even without words.
Yeah.
You know? It's just cool what you can do with all
and
of
the animation
Yeah.
is. I love animated movies. I was gonna say one of those movies for me that makes me cry like every time it's up.
Oh, exactly.
That is like
See, Pixar. Pixar knows how to do it
for
every
real.
single time.
For real, they hit in the heart. And then I have another question.
Perfect.
So, is there a project, or if you had like an unlimited budget and you could make your own film, is there any ideas that you would want to make, or is there a film that you would want to remake in your own image?
I would definitely want to do something new. I would definitely want to do something in the horror genre. I love everything that has to do with horror. I'm really big on like the demon scene right now, so probably something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So like a Blair Witch Project
Oh yeah,
kind
totally.
of thing.
Like a found footage film, kind
Yeah.
of like in the woods. I have 100 acres, so in our forest, like it would be super cool.
That would be cool. And you know what? We have Gary Sachs, who's part of NAFA. I know that he is like super into horror, so you might have to get together with him.
Yeah,
and
I might have to
make
hit
a
him
little
up,
horror
make
film.
a connection today.
Yeah, I know you like doing that makeup also,
I do.
and
I'm
that
really
part.
good at it too.
Yeah. So I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Can you guess the budget on a couple of these movies? All right. So Napoleon Dynamite.
Probably not. Like $50,000.
Actually, it was $400,000, which is
Yeah, not
surprising
even close.
because it doesn't seem like that. Like,
It seems like such a low budget
Yeah.
movie. But it's a great movie. It's a classic for sure, but
Yeah.
it does not seem like a $400,000 movie.
and we were just talking about Blair Witch Project. Give it a guess.
100,000 maybe.
It was 60,000 actually.
Dang, so I'm really bad at this.
Just a little off. But they actually they did so much with like such a little budget.
Yeah.
And then the last one, which I did not expect when I saw this answer, but Paranormal Activity.
Ooh, that one's probably got to be like, I'd say around the first one, like 400,000 maybe.
15,000.
Are you?
Yeah. I was
That's insane.
when I saw that, I
I'm
was like,
really
how
bad at
did they
this.
make that movie with such a small budget?
I
But
know,
it
because
goes to show, like, you can make
go a
really
little
cool
with a long
stuff.
way.
Yeah, you can make really cool stuff with just a couple tools.
Yeah, totally.
Well, fantastic. Sage,
Yeah.
thank you for coming on. I
After,
hope
thank
you
you for having
enjoy
me.
the screening of Jacob's Lane, which you get to be in.
I
Well,
get to be in.
go you. And we'll be right back on the Curbcast with our next guest after this. Welcome back, listeners. We're here with our next guest, our special guest, our very special guest, the one who put all this together. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Helen Stevenson.
Helen, thank you for coming on the Curbcast. We've been talking about you all day. Little do you know, you are the founder and director of the Prescott Film Festival. So first and foremost, I want to give you an opportunity to speak on this amazing festival that you've just put together.
This is a wonderful festival this year. We call it our Sweet 16, and our goal was to have fun, uplifting films as much as possible. Not that we don't touch on other topics, but we just felt the need for uplifting content. So that's where we're at this year. We have a really cool workshop that's free on Friday morning at 10 about Billy Jack.
Oh.
And we're going to the courthouse because that's where it was filmed, of course. So we've got a film professor from ASU coming to give that, so we're excited about that. We have really great films. One of them at 4 o'clock tomorrow is called Charity Case, the band that made $1 million and gave it all away, and that's exactly what they did. And this is a story of that journey of giving to others, which is really awesome. And then the evening film is another music theme, which is Zaytoon, which is from Malta, about a special kind of singing that they do. And it's this young woman's journey to finding herself, kind of. But it's cute and funny, and this so interesting to hear music from different cultures.
Yeah. Those all sound like they follow the theme of the uplifting and rooted in just like a joyous feeling. I love that. As you've seen this town grow and this festival, 16 years, what has been your favorite part of working on this?
I think it's bringing the community together.
Yeah.
It's so much fun when you have to kick the audience out of the auditorium to get ready for the next film because they're talking to each other.
Yeah.
They're communicating. They've seen a film on the big screen, and it was an experience. It's not just set at home with Netflix. It's an experience. So that's what's really great. Yeah, and our closing night film doesn't have a trailer, and I'm really hoping people come out to see it because it's harder to advertise without a trailer. But it's called Under the Lights, and it's at 7 o'clock. And it's from Miles Levin, who started in he's from California, but he came to the Prescott Film Festival as a high school student with a feature-length film. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was crazy. And now he has this new film that has Nick Offerman in it. So it's really, he's just grown to include a movie star in his film. So, and he has epilepsy, and the film is called Under the Lights, and it's about his experience as a high school student wanting to go to the prom, and the epilepsy, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
And he does figure it out, and he's starting a whole movement based on this film. So it's just so uplifting that what he's doing.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
Yeah, and to come from such a young, and just like, that's a really powerful, just strong.
Yes. And he started with a short, and that was proof of concept, and then he just kept going from there and got this feature film made. Yeah.
So speaking of, our younger film enthusiasts, what would you do? What would you suggest for those looking to get started?
It starts with the story, and the story starts with the characters. I have 2 screenwriting classes at Yavapai College. They're online. Join us. It's really fun. If you don't know who your characters are, you don't know where they go in the story.
Yeah.
So those are the number one things to me. And then if you have a really solid script, you have something to shop around. And having the control of being a writer-director or a writer-producer, that's exactly what it is control. So it's where to go.
I like it. It starts with a story, which starts from the characters. And I talked to some other people today, and they said, I was just speaking of to the executive producer of Criminal Minds, and he said, your story has to come from experience and your life. It's got to be original to you, from you, for the people. And I think that's such a strong message, and I think that a lot of filmmakers all agree on that, is that the most important thing is that you're being genuine and coming to a place where you're almost being like open with these characters and with this story and being relatable in what you're trying to get your audience to feel, how you're trying to provoke them emotionally or logically in the way you're thinking about things. And it's really cool to hear that this theme this year was all about uplifting, inspiring film.
Yes, yes.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
congratulations to 16 years
Thank you.
of the Prescott Film Festival. I know you're a very busy lady. I got one more question for you. What have you seen as the impact of the festival on our community here in Prescott?
Well, it would be really ego-ish of me to say that it revolves around the film festival, because it doesn't really. It revolves around the individuals who have ideas
Yeah.
and want to share their ideas. But they see that there is a film festival, so there's a path for me that's local.
Yeah.
So that's what I hope that the film festival does.
Well, that's amazing. I have loved talking to you. I know we're short on time, so I'm going to just wish you the best of luck. 13th through the 18th, we got 2 more days here of the film festival. So anyone listening, please come out, buy tickets online or in person. There's going to be some amazing, uplifting, very inspirational films to be showed.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Helen. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And for our listeners, we'll be right back with another guest after this. And we're back here on the Curbcast with our next guest. I'm going to give you a sec to introduce yourself.
My name is Ed Bernero. I am, among other things, the executive producer of a TV show called Criminal Minds in Hollywood.
Some of you may know it, may watch it religiously. You never know.
We've killed almost every actress in Hollywood.
So that's super cool. Before we even get into our game, I'm very curious on what got you started in film as we're here for the 16th Annual Prescott Film Festival.
Right.
Yeah, give me some background.
I was actually a cop in Chicago, and I hated that job, so I was looking for something else to do, and I started writing in my basement. And after 3 years, my wife, who was my first reader, she goes, "You should send this to someone, because I would watch this." So we sent stuff out to all the networks, and one day a guy from NBC just called me out of the blue. And within 2 months, we'd moved to Hollywood, and I was on a TV show called Brooklyn South. It was the first show that I was on, and I've never not been working since. So
That's a really
pretty good gig. It's way better to write about cops than to be one. Way better.
I believe that, but you actually have that like inside mind. That's probably
yeah.
where your idea came from.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
assuming.
when I do cop shows, what I try to do is try to show you how it feels to be them. It's not just about plot, right? It's about like how does it feel to go through this, and when are you scared, and that's what I want to bring across to people is what it feels like to be these people.
Yeah, that's a very inspiring also to be working a job that you didn't like. You just picked up a hobby and it turned into a reality that you could chase. And I mean, Criminal Minds is.
I tell that to everybody.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do. You got to do something until you find what you want to do. I was 35 when I moved to Hollywood.
Yeah.
I didn't know I wanted to be. I was actually an artist for a long time, and then a cop for 10 years, and then I just decided one day. I said, I think I'm going to go for it, and that's what you got to do is go for it.
Go for it. You hear it here from Ed himself. Go for it, people. Chase those dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Don't chase the dream. Make it happen.
Ooh, I like that. Make it happen. Yeah. Wake up. Well, right on. I can talk for days, but I need to hit our topic wheel that way.
Awesome.
We can get started. Want to give it a click?
Just click.
Just click. Oh. Right side. There we go. All right. Let's see what we get. I hope we get film, to be honest. Manifested that.
Seriously, it's film?
Yeah, we're going to talk about film.
Oh, good luck.
So, first and foremost, I need to know top 5 films of all time. Go.
Wonderful Life, Godfather, Godfather 2, and Godfather and Godfather 2. Those are the 5.
I like that. I like that answer. The Godfather it's those first two are just
Godfather
so
is one of those movies that anytime it's on, you just sit down and watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's like you run across and go, oh,
yeah.
It's an awesome film.
So, from your perspective, what defines like a cinematic masterpiece in your head or your perspective?
Boy, if I knew the answer to that, I'd be making a lot more of them. I think it's relatability. right? Like if you could, I make TV shows about ensembles, like big groups, and I've always believed that in the center of that show has to be an identifiable family. Maybe not an actual family, but someone who plays like the father role and the mother role, and the crazy cousin. And when people see their selves reflected in it, you can take them anywhere.
Yeah.
Like Criminal Minds is about the behavioral analysis unit in the FBI. No one knows what the hell that is, but they know that guy seems like Fred,
Yeah.
my brother.
Yeah.
And, so I think it's important, and Godfather does that really well. It's a family, right? It's so interesting that they started a gangster movie at a wedding.
Yeah.
Right? It's a big family gathering.
Yeah.
So it's all about family.
That's a really interesting perspective, but I see where you're coming from, as in you need to captivate your audience to a point where they feel part of it.
They feel
included.
They what you don't want to do is have them be totally confused and be like, I don't even know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
So you want them to feel like they know these people. Because they're going into it, in my world, it's TV. They're going into their house every week, and I think you're more apt to let someone you actually like in your house than someone you don't care.
Right. I like that, and finding those relatable characters. So that is an element of defining what great cinema is.
Yeah, for sure.
I
For
like
sure.
that. From a producer's perspective, what is the most important elements to keep focused and maintain that rhythm that it takes? Because I've been on set. I've worked on a couple feature films and TV shows, and it takes it's like a school of fish, and they all swim together, and each part is so integral into the next.
For sure.
What's the main focus as a producer?
My advice is hire really good people and then stay the hell out of their way.
Yeah.
Seriously, just say, this is what we want to see, and then get out of their way and let them do it.
Right, and the vision will come to life through the work being done.
The crew will run through a wall for you. You just have to make sure you let them know what it is that you want.
Yeah.
And then get out of their way.
So, outside of being a cop, what was the first thing that made you want to tell stories to people? What got you to just write in your basement and be like...
When you're a cop and you tell people like cop stories, people are like, oh, that's so, you should write a book, man. You should get great stories. So I sat down to write. I said, I'm going to write a book. Because I worked midnights most of my career, and my wife is a surgical nurse, and she'd go to work in the morning, kids go to school, and had nothing to do all day. So I started to write a book, but I was terrible at it. I ramble. If you know me well enough, you know I ramble all the time. But same thing with writing. I would be like 10 pages later, I'm like, I don't even know what the hell I'm writing about anymore. Yeah. And I was complaining to another cop I was working with one night who's an actor, because cops are all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, you should write scripts. I'm like, what? He goes, you should write scripts because there's like rules. You have to do this by page 3, this by page 5. I'm like, where are the rules? There's a book called Screenplay. So I read that in the squad car over like 5 nights. And I said, I think I could do this. And my wife said, does that cost anything? I said, no. She goes, okay, have fun. So I started writing movies in my basement. Just really for something to do. And after a while, it's like I said, my wife was like, this is good. You should send this out.
Yeah. I like that. That's such a, just authentic. That feels very authentic and just raw from where you're coming from. I can see, anybody being able to relate to that, of being just sitting down and saying, you know what, maybe I can do this.
But what I will say, I hire a lot of writers. Young writers, their problem is they haven't lived.
Right.
Go out, get a job, live, do something, have something to talk about. Because a lot of young writers, all they do, they just make copies of other shows and movies that they've seen because they haven't lived. So that was my benefit. I was 35 when I went there. I'd been in the Air Force. I'd been married since I was 17. I was a cop for 10 years, and I went out there. So I had something to say. When they said sit down and write, I'm like, okay, I could tell a story.
Yeah, I can talk.
So that would be my advice to anyone: live.
Yeah.
Live, meet people, talk to people. And write what you know doesn't necessarily mean if you're an accountant, write an accountant show. It means you know what it's like to fall in love, you know what it's like to fall out of love. All the things that are part of your life are things you know. Use them all. And I'll tell you this, no one in your family, when you tell their story, will remember it the same way. They never know. They never know that it's about them.
Yeah. That's interesting. So use your own life and create it or use it as that creative Play-Doh kind of, and just morph it into a vision.
Yeah, because I can hire anyone who can tell me a fake Law and Order story.
Yeah.
I only get one Ash, right?
Yeah.
I get your life, and it's like what you owe me for that job is your life. Just that, I don't mean die, but
Yeah.
but everything you know, all your experiences, everything you feel, that's what goes on those pages, and that's what will make you write the scripts that only Ash can write.
I like that. Last question before I gotta let you go. But what is a creative habit that you really just can't work without?
A few years ago, I started I would stop halfway through a script and then write the end, and then come back, and then all the rest from in between there matches up perfectly. And that's one of the things I do. I also never end a day at the end of a sentence or the end of a bit. I stop in the middle. So when I sit down, I have some place to start instead of trying to rev myself up to it.
So you stop right in the middle of the sentence, so you can kind of just like finish.
Stop in the middle of a scene. Be like halfway down, and I know there's more to it, but I just stop.
Right.
Then I come back the next day, I read the top of the scene and go, oh, I remember where I was.
Interesting. That's a really valuable, I would have never thought of that.
Totally free, Ash. You can use it totally free.
Thank you.
It's yours now.
I'm going to. I'm not a screenwriter, but I'll find some way to fit that into my life.
Now you can, though.
Yeah.
Now you have the secret.
Well, Ed, it's been a pleasure sharing secrets with you. Let me tell you.
Great hanging with you, man.
Yeah,
you
no
have
doubt.
Great energy.
Thank you. That's what this is all about. Just coming on, having an experience, conversation. It's simple, and we're here to just have fun.
Well, they're lucky to have you because you got great energy.
Thank you.
I've done a lot of interviews, and this one was fun.
I like it.
Cool.
For everybody listening, we'll be right back with another guest after the break. Thanks for watching. And we're back with another guest here at the Jim and Linda Lee Performing Arts Center on Yavapai Community College's campus for the 16th Annual Film Festival here in Prescott. I have that next guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name's Bob Humphrey. I'm the co-founder of the Prescott Area Filmmakers Alliance, known as PAFA. And this is our second time here. We were here last year, and we have a table set up right behind me, and we're really looking to meet new filmmakers. Our group is all about fostering independent filmmaking in this area, and we have over 200 members, and it's pretty crazy how many that we have. And so we're really excited about that, and just letting people know that we're here in the area, and that's pretty much it. Yeah,
right on. I'm glad that you're here and able to share a little bit about what it is you do with PAFA. I've been, our little group is part of PAFA, and we, show up. But for the people who have never been and don't know what it is, what do you guys provide, and what is the kind of mission of PAFA?
Okay, that's a great question. The mission of PAFA is to facilitate independent filmmaking. Okay, back when I used to work in Hollywood, and trying to find people, technicians, all the different amount of people it takes to make a film, you would be scrambling and trying to call this person, that person, who do you know? But then when you get a referral, then some jerk shows up on your set and then it creates chaos.
Right.
And so what we decided was saying, listen, there's a lot of folks here. We realized that. Why don't we just gather them all together, have a monthly meeting, have a monthly newsletter, and then that way people are able to A, meet the people, and B, help get crew people to help them make their films.
Yeah.
Then our scope got even larger, and we started helping making independent features. And so independent movies came in, directors and producers, and we were able to help facilitate different parts, not everything, but we were able to fill a lot of the gaps that they'd had. And so we were excited about that. We did over 4 feature films last year in the fall. And so that's something that is beginning to grow. We work with the Prescott Film Commissioner, and so we interface with her, and then we're able to facilitate a lot of different things, from the small independent filmmaker to the feature film.
Yeah.
And the other side that's really emerging, that's exciting, is the number of young people being trained in filmmaking.
Yeah.
The high school
The middle school too, yeah.
The middle school, Gulliver's Group, the youth film program. In fact, they just did their on Monday. They did their presentation of the different films that they made this year, and so it's exciting what's emerging in the young filmmaker category.
So it's about cultivating a community of good and like good workers and building that. So it's easier to find, easier to cultivate a group for creation of content and bringing that film to our town especially. I think that is very important because there are, especially we have a significant younger audience of people who are interested in creating that content, telling these stories, and I think it's hard to get started. I think that's a problem that drives people away, and it's just hard to get over that obstacle of finding good people. Learning, it's huge. Being able to find a place that you can go and access knowledge, access experience, people who have that experience, and then kind of gaining that. So I like what you guys are doing here. It's very unique to our town, especially with how much historical background and we keep those Western roots. I know you've I believe Pavel works pretty closely with like the Western Heritage Center and some of their members as well. Tell me a little bit about that as well.
Well, what we do is a lot of our members are also volunteers at the Western Heritage Center, and so they're able to interface when they can. So like one of our members just recently helped do the drafting and design work of a new display that's just now opening in the Western Heritage Center. Another factor is the virtual, I want to say the hologram.
Yeah, the proto hologram box. Yeah.
Okay, that's just now opening, and PAFA helped with that, creating that. So it's not like we're this direct force in doing things, but again, we fill in personnel, people that have the skills to do, there might be a dozen jobs on one thing. So we might supply one person that can do one job, and then they have the other 11. So it's not like we're this dominant force, but we're this influential force, being able to help supply that. Then we are connected with a lot of the reenactor groups, okay?
Yeah.
And so a lot of them are volunteers at the Western Heritage Center. So when we need extras in a film, an independent film, so then they come to us, then they know this person knows this person. The next thing you know, they have a whole set full of extras in costume. And one of the young filmmakers, Robbie Fegans, he was making his film, Long Colts, premiered here on Monday. Well, he was a server at the palace, and so he wanted to shoot a scene where he had people in the background, and so he got permission to film in the palace at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And about half a dozen PAFA members, all dressed in outfits, were sitting at the tables and filling in as extras in the background. So I mean, we were able to really help facilitate quite a bit of that little short film that he made.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think we've actually had Robbie on the podcast last year at the Prescott Film Festival, and for he's a younger gentleman who is very passionate about that film.
Yes, and
that's not easy to do. I mean, it is easy to whip out your phone and film something, but it's not easy to collect a group of individuals who have costume, experience of extras, equipment. All that stuff is not easy to find when you're really getting started. So I like that you're providing that. It's like a service. Is there a way to join? Is there something you have to do specifically? Do you have to be able to do a backflip or what?
Well,
what's the special way in?
Typically, 2 backflips is recommended. but if you can do one, we'll let you slide.
Oh, yeah, that's good enough.
No. We have our meetings once a month. It's the second Monday of the month, and we're over here at the Armory on I think it's Gurley Street. Yeah, Gurley Street. Yeah. The Carol Sparks Activity Center. And so we have a room there, and we can facilitate about 30 to 35 people, and we get that much pretty much every meeting too. And so all they have to do is just come and join and participate, sign up, give us the email and a telephone number. That's all we ask for.
Yeah.
And then what we're able to do then is shoot out information to them through our newsletter. And in fact, there's a young lady showed up at our meeting, our last meeting in June, and she came from Phoenix, and she got
Oh, wow.
She got so excited that she went, this is fantastic. And so she wants to start coming to every meeting, come all the way from Phoenix. She volunteered at our table yesterday. And so she was part of that, but she wants to come to the film festival, but she comes from Phoenix every day.
That's a long trek to come, but that speaks to what you guys are doing and what is provided in PAFA and being part of a group of like-minded and I feel motivated people who have a similar skill set or different skill sets even but a similar passion for the film industry and just making content.
Exactly. And the other thing too is we're providing the key thing about our meetings is not talking about the past, talking about what's happening now.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody can have glory day stories.
Right.
But the idea is, what can you do for me now is the main thing. And probably one of the most exciting meetings that we had was when Eris's dad, Ace, right? He came and presented and talked about the studio that they have down there in Mesa.
You're talking about Brilliant Screens, right?
Yes. And
Arizona Film Guild. Excuse me. Sorry. I even went out there and bartended for the opening.
But
my apologies, Ace.
My eyes were wide open listening to all the things that they have available.
That LED screen.
The LED screen, but I mean, all of the equipment, all of the costumes, all of the wardrobe, everything that they have. And then, so I'm going, well, is that available up here? He goes, sure. You know, driving a truck from there to here is like nothing. He goes, we supply stuff out in Iowa, right? It was Idaho or Iowa or something like that. And it was, I went, you've got to be kidding me. You know, that's a gold mine.
Yeah.
For any independent filmmaker going, okay.
Especially locally.
Right. But the idea is that he's available. Their studio is available and their equipment is available. I mean, a fully loaded grip truck. He can send one up here, and it's no big deal, or lights. So what that does is that adds cachet to our group. So when a director comes in and says, well, what can you do for me? And he goes, well, what do you need? You know, so now our checklist went from here to here.
100%. And if a lot of our listeners probably haven't, but go check out that studio. It is amazing. They've remodeled it. It looks great.
Right.
It's so exciting to not only see that, but also that you have that connection here locally in our town of Prescott. You know, a young filmmaker like Robbie now has a connection to a legitimate and full-fledged studio.
Right.
You need costumes for a cop show. He has, plenty to supply you.
Exactly.
And that's a really powerful tool to have in your arsenal, in your tool bag. I'm impressed.
Well, another fun story is there's a young director, Ben Staples, and so he's making this horror movie, kind of a series, and he needed a monster. Okay, but he needed something made out of latex and foam and all that sort of thing, and he was just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And we were able to connect. There's a member of our group who is a 30-year veteran in Hollywood of making foam creatures and special effects for feature films. So we were able to connect them.
Yeah, yeah.
The two of them together. So now he's helping him make the monster thing. And so, but that's what I'm talking about is there are a lot of people that are members that don't go to the meetings necessarily, but we have a list of their skill sets.
Yeah, you have the connection to be made.
We have the connection, but we have a database that breaks down, well, what do you need? Well, I need someone who has horses. We know a lady that has 25 horses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need an armorer. Okay, we have someone over here that has, 40 guns or rifles or whatever you need. Oh, okay.
Right.
So I mean, we can, it's in the old days, they used to call it the Rolodex. That was your main key thing. Who do you know, and can you give me their number?
Right.
Well, we have all that now in a digital format, and so if all people have to do is just ask us, what do you need, and we'll go, okay, I've got this, this, and this.
Yeah, yeah. That's a very powerful tool to have in such a like a small town like this.
Right.
And then for people who come out of town and are like, wow, I want to shoot my Western here.
Right.
You go ask Pafo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you point them to the right people.
Well, there's a film being made right now as we're speaking downtown.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're able to help connect with that. And of course, Josh, your dad, he's a huge supporter of PAFA, and we really appreciate all of his effort and his energy, that he brings to the group. But the idea is we're able to, Josh or other people might be helping on that film right now. Okay, is it PAFA sanctioned? No, it's not PAFA sanctioned, but our members all now know because we all are connected to the film commissioner. Okay, so in other words, there's a lot of behind the scenes things that are going on a regular basis, and they link back to PAFA.
Yeah, I feel like it's a industry spider web kind of, and it doesn't mean that this part is directly correlated to this, but you know how to get there. You know how to weave that web around to be like, okay, well, you need that. Well, I got it over here.
Right.
You just got to get through the, and it's simplifying that. It's cutting out it's cutting out that constant need for a searching.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just makes it simpler.
And it's all in one room. It's not spread apart.
Yeah.
And that way the person, because of our meetings and the regular features of that, then it keeps all of the information current, fresh, and viable. Okay. And so that's really a key when you're working with a movie. Oh yeah, I got a sound man. When was the last time you did sound? I don't know, back in 1995. Thank you. I appreciate that, but no.
Yeah, holding the boomstick is the same, but not quite everything. But
exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, fantastic. I hate to cut you off. I could keep talking about film and whatnot, but we got to get into our topic roulette section. So I'm going to have you click right over here and give it a spin. We got a couple topics left. Let's see what we get. Ooh, interesting. Relationships. All right. Well, are you in a relationship? Are you married?
I'm married.
Yeah, I see that ring on your finger. So I wanna ask from your perspective, what determines a healthy relationship to you?
Okay, a healthy relationship is active communication.
Active and proactive.
Active and proactive communication, and emotional honesty.
Interesting. Emotional honesty. Expand on that.
Well, emotional honesty is where you can ask somebody, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh, I'm fine." And are they fine? Yes, technically they're fine. How are they emotionally about that?
Yeah.
Well, no, I kind of had a crummy day, and I'm not feeling too good, and blah 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 blah, and so, but overall, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Whereas in emotional honesty, you would say, this happened, and this made me feel bad. This situation, got me super frustrated, and I'm pretty much emotionally exhausted right now.
Yeah. So a comfortability with being vulnerable and honesty in those moments of. not
of how you're feeling.
yeah
Being honest about how you're feeling, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you got to solve that. It's just simply saying, man, that's how I'm feeling. And the idea of that really makes, for me, I think it creates it keeps things from building up.
Yeah.
Okay, because what will happen is emotional situations will start stacking on top of each other. But if all you're saying is, oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine. Oh, how's that going? Oh, it's going okay. Oh, how's this?
Right.
It's good. Well, and that's just all these, I'm telling you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're saying, this is making me feeling, bad, or this is making me feeling sad or frustrated or this way, then when you're able to share that openly, then what happens is it's a fascinating factor is being able to release your emotions safely to your partner is what it does is it just helps to it lets that emotional pressure just go away.
Yeah.
And then it will actually, the other person doesn't even have to do anything to resolve it.
Yeah.
Just simply
listening.
just listen.
Yeah.
Just listen, and then they will. Then what happens is because they're able to release those emotions, that emotional perspective, I guess if you want to call it that, then it allows them to just reset again and reboot, if you will, and then they're back to feeling fine when they say they're fine, they're feeling fine.
Yeah, and they actually mean it. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
100%.
But yeah, that's.
I like that. Open and honest communication is normally what most people say, but I like the emotionality side that you kind of threw in there.
Right.
From something that I'm always curious about, and I'm a very self-reflective kind of guy. How do you make yourself into a good partner, or a reliable partner, or someone that is
Well, it's fascinating. That's actually a huge topic. But what you do is I did a lot of things where you did self-improvement. I studied a lot of books on how to improve yourself, how to improve your outlook, how to improve your mindset, how to improve your management of your emotions, how to improve your listening skills. Okay, and as you make yourself a better person, then what happens is that will then reflect into the relationship that you have.
Yeah.
Okay, and it will also help you, bring your partner along, so that they don't get stuck. Because a lot of times people, and I'm sure you've run into this, where they'll get stuck in a grudge.
Yeah.
Right, and you're going.
Yeah.
Pull them out of that. It's like their car's gone off in a ditch, and being able to pull them out of that ditch. But the idea is, one of the things that I've done I've been married 40 years now, but is set up, I call it, set up a protocol ahead of time. Have a neutral conversation. So, Sally, if you're in a ditch, what's the best way to pull you out of it?
Yeah.
And then ask that person, and they'll go, okay, well, this is what I need when I go into a ditch. And I'll say, okay. And so then I will learn her. So then when that situation does come up, then I know how to pull her out. But because we talked about it ahead of time, what I'm doing is not a surprise to her. Okay, she's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. And I go, yeah. She goes, okay, yeah, I am in a ditch. I said, come on, let's get out of this.
Let me help.
Let me help. And they go, yes, I will let you help.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they get this weird, stubborn, I'll get out myself mentality.
Yeah.
And I'm going, that doesn't work.
Right. Especially in that partnership.
Partnership. And so to have those protocols pre-arranged during a neutral conversation is really a great tool. And then that way, when you go to apply it and the emotional things are all,
right.
hot and spark, on fire, then when you show up and you apply those, those protocols, then they're going to go, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We did talk about this.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially when you're out, if you do it outside of the emotionality of the situation or of a situation, and you have that proactive conversation, like you said, that proactive, open and emotional communication to the point where you're able to be like, hey, when I'm like this, I need this. I need, this kind of support. Then you have a rock to come back to, and
Exactly.
you pull out your box and you open the lid and you go, there's my rock. We've talked about this, and you can mutually kind of agree on that standpoint.
Exactly.
And it's there. It was set there. I really like that. Idea of before the problem happens, we need to have not a solution necessarily, but a process to finding that solution.
Right.
Yeah.
And for guys, when a woman begins to start talking and just expressing their emotions, turn off the technician in your head.
Yeah. You can't solve it with logic.
Don't solve it. Yeah, just listen and just go, okay. And then what I do is ask a second question. Well, this happened, and my coworker, they took my report and they stole it. And I go, really? I said, and how did that make you feel?
And then just shut up and listen.
and ask another question.
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel?
Yeah.
And then they go, oh yeah, I did this or this, and what did you do with to your coworker?
Right.
So just ask questions to learn more.
Be interested
In the situation, and when they just talk, are able to talk it out, you just kind of go, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
And then affirm them. Well, it sounds to me like you handled that really well.
Yeah. The affirmation part is I feel like a big part that a lot of people miss is it's not that, sometimes it's not that hard to sit and listen to somebody and just be like, oh, I hear you, yada yada.
Yeah.
But also having that that emotional empathy. I think that sometimes is a struggle for people to go, you know what, I'm going to take myself out of my shoes and put myself in yours and tell you that you're human. I feel you. I hear you. Not only I hear you, but I understand in a genuine sense.
Well, sometimes, and I mean, what you're saying is good, but a lot of times I don't understand.
Right.
Okay. And so I'll just, instead of me saying, oh, I don't understand, I'll ask more questions. Okay. And so, you said this, but I don't, what happened with this? And then they'll go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so what that does is that, again, enables them to talk. And number two is enables you an opportunity. I always look for an opportunity to affirm somebody in that situation. But the two rules that I have, I do not talk about myself, and I do not solve the problem. I don't go, oh yeah, I remember a time I had that. When I was in my office, that happened to me. Nope.
It's not about you.
It's not about you. I do not talk about me or my past or my experience in the situation, and then I do not try to solve it
unless they're asking for it.
Correct.
I would assume, yeah.
If they ask for it, I go, what plans do you have to fix this or to resolve this or whatever? I'll ask them, what do they want to see happen in a situation?
Right.
And so then they'll come up with their game plan or whatever, and then I'll go, would you like another idea about that? Ask a question. Would you like another idea about that? And they go, no, I'm good. I'll go, okay.
Yeah, I like that. Asking more questions never is gonna hurt. I feel like
never hurts.
And it's not even really. I don't know if it's about asking the right questions, but any question is a show of interest, and I think that's a lot of what you need. And from me personally, that's what I want. I want to feel like you're interested in what I have to say. You care about what I have to say. You're, you're there for it, not only emotionally, but you're there to help with, if I ask for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a really key point. And the idea is, what will happen is a lot of times in my head, I'll come up with a statement I want to make, and I'll go, whoa, guardrail.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, how can I turn my statement into a question? That's my
Flip it. Flip the script. I like that. I
So
like that a lot.
Because instead of me because it's easy for all of us to want to start monologuing and pontificating about a subject, and I go, no, let me just turn around and do a question.
Yeah, it's easy to talk about yourself. It's not necessarily harder to but it's not a natural response.
Right, but you can train yourself.
You can train. I like that. Start training yourself, people. Listen to your partner. Be proactive in communication.
And be emotionally honest.
I love it. I love it. Unfortunately, I have to wrap this up. I know you have more knowledge, and I'll have to pick your brain a little bit more sometime later. But we're going to wrap this segment up and come back in just a short bit here on the Curbcast.
Right.
What's up, listeners? This is your host, Asher King Orlando, and I'm actually doing something a little different here. I'm doing a little bit of a solo segment. I'm just going to talk, and there's some things that I wanted to talk about and just kind of share my perspective on with the audience. And a question I've been asking myself a lot recently is what it takes to become a better person. And what it takes to really redefine yourself and how to be proactive in trying to make yourself better. And I think that is not an easy task by any means. I think it requires a lot of help. And there's going to be things that you have to do on your own and by yourself. And with that being said, one of the biggest things, at least for me personally, that has really helped me try and become a better person and try and just follow what my idea of success is as a person is to be perfectly honest, finding people and talking and sharing experience. That's why I started this podcast. That's why I have an open mic. That's why I want to talk to the people, because everybody has a very unique perspective in life. They have a very awe-inspiring story that could be told, and you just haven't unveiled it until you ask the right questions, until you go and you pursue that. And it's hard. It is hard. And nowadays, we're so enveloped in our phones. We're so enveloped in social media. I mean, you might be watching this through social media. You might be indulging in our episode on your phone, in your headphones, in your room, alone. But I encourage you very deeply to go out and talk to people. Find if you're not a social person, and if you have some anxiety or inequity towards social constructs, I urge you to be brave. I urge you to go strike up a conversation with a stranger and be genuine. Be raw. Be intellectual with how you go about it as well. Don't be basic. Don't be surface level. There's so much to each and every one of us. We are all vastly unique in our perspective, ideas, experiences, and I don't want that to get lost. As I'm growing up and I'm getting older, I recognize that there's a lot of people out here struggling with their self-image, struggling with their own beliefs. And it's hard. It's not the easiest thing to go and feel confident all the time, feel great about yourself. There's going to be down moments. There's going to be moments where you're judging yourself. I think it's so important that we can maintain that human connection and that human connectivity on a physical level, not just like FaceTiming or I text this person and that person. That's good enough. No, I urge you sincerely to go out, talk to someone you've never spoke to before. Get in those uncomfortable conversations, because you know what? They turn out to get more comfortable as you go along. You get a little bit more free. You feel a little bit better. And don't be afraid to be a good person. I urge you, go be kind. Go smile more. Go be brave, and I'm telling you, talk to somebody out of the blue. It costs you nothing to be nice. It costs you absolutely nothing to respect another person. And it's a message that I have wanted to get out for a long time, that there's a need in our culture, in our community, to respond with kindness, respond with human connection and raw emotion. And it's hard. It's hard. It is not an easy thing to go out, find someone you've never met before, and just be kind. Like, sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do within yourself. But I urge you, go out and just strike up a conversation. Because that's what we're here doing on the Curbcast. I'm just trying to get perspective. I'm just trying to gain a little bit of insight from anybody and everybody. That's we keep it open because your perspective is so vastly different than mine. And I have something to gain from you, and you have maybe something to gain from me. I'm hoping that's why you watch the podcast. That's why you engage, and that's why you're here listening to me ramble on. But anyways, I just wanted to say that I hope all of our listeners are doing fantastic and going out and putting some positivity into the world and finding a way to healthily cope and construct a mechanism that you can deal with the negative and the hard, and building a good group of people. It doesn't have to be a big group, but don't do it alone. Whatever you do, there's people out there who care, who are good people. You just have to have faith. You have to believe that, you know what? There is someone out there who cares. So, at the end of the day, I urge you, go talk to a stranger, because that's what we're doing here on the Curbcast. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, listeners. We're here with our next guest, who is a familiar face here on the Curbcast. But go ahead and reintroduce yourself to these fine people.
Well, aside from being one of the co-hosts on this show occasionally, my name is Greg Paul, and it's always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, pleasure is all mine. So, before we started rolling on this segment, you were telling me a little bit about what you are the CEO of. Do you want to note in on that?
Well, that would be the Northern Arizona Film Alliance.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is partnering with several other cities in Northern Arizona. A gentleman named Randy Murray runs another outfit south of us. And, of course, he handles everything that's going on in Tucson, in Phoenix, everything south of here. So everything that's film-centric. And every film set, every studio, anybody comes to town to shoot commercials, and make any kind of content in the Phoenix area, all that stuff. Randy's in charge of all that. If they want to come up here to Northern Arizona, we're getting our act together here.
Gotcha.
So we have we've partnered with Sedona, we've partnered with Flagstaff, we've partnered with Kingman. And Sholo and Payson and Williams and all big and small towns.
Yeah.
Everything in northern Arizona, because nobody really taken this territory on.
Right.
And every one of these towns has a film festival. So that's kind of our first point of entry. Most of them have a community college, and that's our second point of entry, because as we're sitting in front of the Prescott Film Festival here at Yavapai College, the state, Matthew Jones and the Arizona Film Commission ran a production assistant class, and they did this at several community colleges and colleges all over the state. So they were up at NAU, they were here at Yavapai, and Coconino, and the different all over the state. They ran this for production assistants. So what they're doing is creating a database and a base of people that are trained to work on a movie set. So these are production assistants. These are people that are camera operators, electricians, lighting, hair and makeup, crafty, whatever part of the movie or television broadcasting business you're working in, whether you're support on the crew side or whether you work behind the scenes. We're making sure that we have an active database with the Arizona Production Authority of people that when productions come into town to shoot a movie or to shoot a commercial or to shoot a short or to create content, period, these people are available, and they're set ready, they're insurable, they're ready to go, and it provides a pathway, because we'll be working within the Arizona state system and the educational system for people that are raising or training to be or work in broadcasting or media or film. As I'm using a broad brush here, in any of those things, that allows them to get trained in the state, work in the state, stay in the state.
Yeah.
They don't have to go to LA anymore. They don't have to go to New York. They don't have to go down to New Mexico. We're just really trying to get our talent base together up here so that all these people can stay here and work here. What's going on here at Prescott Middle School? Have you've been over seeing the film program?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
those kids are amazing.
Yeah, middle school and the high school.
And the high school, same thing, and the college.
Yeah.
So you've got a pathway they can start at middle school, work their way up through high school, come right into the college and get their final degree in broadcasting. And we'll be working with someone you know very well, Josh Orlando. Because he's been working with ESPN and what have you. So there's kind of a gateway there. We're going to be getting people onto those sets. Yeah. Get them some practical experience on these ESPN shoots and some of these commercial shoots that are going on in the state, so that they're getting credit with the union. They'll get mentoring and all this kind of stuff. It just creates a pathway to
growing hours and experience.
Keep talent here in Arizona. You don't have to travel out of state or do that. You're able to go ahead and work right in the state that you're born and raised and want to stay here.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And that is such a unique mission to encapsulate that culture, and with the way the industry has changed so drastically in the last decade even, we've just seen a huge decline in the amount of people even looking to get really into that. But you are creating not only a pathway, but also opportunity for young individuals or even just interested individuals to go on. So is it it's an association? So I'm assuming you kind of join into the group, or
right. You have access. You get on the database. You're able to access locations. What this does is, a filmmaker wants to come to Arizona, they get in touch with us, NAFA,
and it offers jobs, kind of.
And they say, well, say we want to shoot at the Grand Canyon. Well, my people over in Kingman are in touch with the different tribes.
Gotcha.
So you want to shoot in the Grand Canyon? We'll get your permits.
Yeah.
We'll get you squared away. Make that easy for you, so that you can roll into town. You don't have to grease the wheels. We know who to call. We know who to get in touch with. Who in what town pulls the permits? Who do we talk to? Do they need transportation? Do they need accommodations? Do they need crew? Do they need equipment? What do they need? We act as a clearinghouse and a resource for them when they come here. We make that all easy for them to do, so that they come and they say, we had an amazing experience. We shot in Arizona. These people were super helpful. They got we got our tax credits. We set all this stuff up for them and make that, and we can do that. So
simplifying the process.
Absolutely. For major filmmakers, and then for minor filmmakers, we help them in the same process.
Yeah.
So hook them up with crew, equipment, whatever it is that they need in order to shoot their short or their content, whether they're a YouTube creator, whether they're running their own little, mini-series, whether they're, regular content creators. If they decide they want to branch out or they want to do something else, well, we'll introduce them or help them they're entitled to credits. If
Right.
they're spending enough money, they can get tax credits back. They can get a break. They're a legit business.
Yeah.
And and the best part of it is that they're creating media in Arizona.
Right. Keeping that local
Uh-huh.
and protecting our industry, because it is so important to the people that are here. And seeing the Prescott Film Festival reach its 16th year, it's only growing. It's only getting more noticed. We have the Prescott Area Film Association. Then we have NAFA as well that you're working with, bringing more and more community together and more interested workers, people interested in making the content. And I think that's important to get that message out and let people know that that's what we're here doing. We're here trying to bring that film industry back to life. And I love like the indie side of it. That it's not corporate mojo. It's not
Nope.
like we're here to have a heart and soul and bring it to the people by the people.
Right.
You know?
And work with we're encouraging local talent at every level.
Yeah.
So whether they're young, high school or college filmmakers coming out to do something, exactly, we want to support you. We want to make sure that you've got an outlet, that you can get some training. The Black Magic training we did here earlier today, we brought Black Magic Design, which is a major tech company.
Yeah.
Because they make fantastic cameras, software, all kinds of stuff. We brought their head cinematographer here, did a workshop today at 10 o'clock that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Black Magic is a tremendous company. Their new 12K and 6K cameras are unbelievable, and at a price point that even an amateur can afford, or a semi-pro. This isn't something where you have to get an Airflex camera and they start at $45,000.
Right.
We're talking about you get a full camera setup, including your monitor and lenses and all the extra, the mounts
And
and
their
all that
gear
kind of
is
stuff.
just quality too. It's so quality, so sleek.
You've used the
Yeah.
Black Magic before,
Yeah.
and the Pocket Cinema, things like, and everything looks. They're made to be simple, easy to use, and so hands-on just about anything you shoot on that looks cinematic. If you can frame a shot, this gives you everything you need to work with. And even if you just shoot it, quote, flat, where you really don't tweak it too much, the things you can do in post-production,
using DaVinci
with
Resolve as
DaVinci
well.
Resolve.
That is like, I know so many people who just love using that.
That is the best free software
It's
on
free.
the market.
Go download it.
Yeah, I mean, you literally can get it for free, and the free version kicks ass.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
100%.
really, really good.
I use it all the time for all of my projects. We use it to cut Curbcast and put it all together. So big.
Yeah, you don't have to pay
Kudos
for
to
Final
that.
Cut Pro. You don't have to pay for Sony. You don't have to pay for Sony Vegas or Premiere or some of the other. There are lots of platforms out there that offer the same kind of thing, but not for free.
Not for free, no, and not that good.
Yeah, the quality is
Especially.
unbelievable. The gentleman that came in today, Tor, I want to say Johansson. Not only has he worked on a ton of television film projects, won several Emmys, done all this kind of stuff, but a really fantastic instructor. He's going to be doing more. We're going to be doing workshops in Sedona, Flagstaff. This is part of the whole Northern Arizona Film Alliance that we're getting going. So the people that are interested in film, coming in
Bringing
Sedona,
those
in
big
Flagstaff, in
names and
Kingman, we're going to be bringing in those
providing
types of
it.
people, right? So if someone wants to come in, they want to study cinematography, we're going to be able to bring in top-notch names, top-notch talent with really great gear, so that they're getting value for joining the organization, which we have a student threshold of, I think it's like $5 a month.
Oh, wow.
And then it's a little more for if you're a professional filmmaker,
Right.
then it might be a little bit more than that. But there'll be 2 or 3 tiers of different that you'll have access to. So we're currently building a database very similar to the Arizona Production Authority, but even more detailed in regards to locations, contacts, people that specifically people that you can look at the Arizona Production Authority, but it'll just tell you to get in touch with, the Chamber of Commerce, or it won't give you a specific name. we'll give you a name.
Yeah.
We'll give you a name, an email address,
Yeah.
a specific contact person in that town that will help you, facilitate your filming, whatever it is you're going to, whatever you're going to be doing there.
And I think what drives a lot of people away from trying to work on production, just like solo or in small groups and make those kind of indie decisions, is the complexity. Like, it is a complex thing to put a entire cast, an entire crew together, have all the equipment, have all the locations, the permits, the like you said, like the tax credits. That is just so much work for an individual, and you're just really trying to minimize and chop it down and just simplify it. It's like you're putting on a platter, like you have a charcuterie board of everything, a charcuterie board of film.
Okay.
And I really like that, because that from a young filmmaker's perspective, because
Right. Well,
it
again,
changes the game.
I'm a filmmaker,
Yeah.
producer, and by necessity sometimes an editor.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
why I wanted to go to the Black Magic Workshop, because I'm like, hang on, I'm going to learn something new. And
Yeah.
I sure did. We really want to make that easy, because if someone wants to shoot in Coconino Forest or the Prescott National Forest, well, you've got to go to the Forestry Service,
Right.
and you need to have a contact person there, and and we could tell you, okay, here's what a permit costs. Here's who you get a contact. Here's the time to get. Here's the paperwork. We get it filled out for you. How big a crew are you running? What do you need? And we fast track that.
Yeah.
Just make it easy so that we become kind of a one-stop shop in that regard for production, because again, they've got their hands full. They're dealing with the cast. They're dealing with all the physical production stuff
Absolutely.
they're doing. They've hired their camera crews and done the other things there. But anything they don't have, we'll fill that gap. They need local people. They need extras. They need a casting director. They need transportation. Oh, they need a picture car. We know who to call.
Yeah.
And we put them in touch with those people, so that no matter what it is they're looking for, pretty much we can find it for them.
Yeah.
I mean, can't say we can fulfill every wish or desire,
Right.
but if you need a location that has an old rundown farmhouse, or you got to have an acre, you got 30 acres of just pristine and a backdrop of the mountains, we know where to go. We know which ranch to call out in Williamson Valley.
Yeah.
And and you want to see something that looks like the 1800s, so it can't have power lines, it can't have barbed wire, can't have a bunch of things. If you're going for that period piece, we can get you to those distant locations and those things that are just absolutely amazing, that are kind of shut off to the public.
Yeah.
Because we can get permission through the state, or through the tribes, or through the local county people that we need to know. We know who to talk to.
It really reminds me of that quote from Pursuit of Happiness, where he says, "I might not know the answer, but I'm the guy who can find it for you." So that's what I love. I hate to cut you off and do this, but we got to get to our topic, Will. And but actually, before we do this, is there any projects or anything you're doing outside of NAFA that you would like to share as well?
I'm performing a lot in town. I work with a good friend of mine, Bruce Gustin, and we have a group called the Double Up Duo. So you can double up your Wednesday tonight. We are at the Founding Fathers. Every other Wednesday, we host an open mic there.
Nice.
Every Thursday, we host an open mic at Cooper's Pub over there at La Quinta Inn, which is halfway between here and Prescott Valley. There's a ton of musicians and people that live in Prescott Valley and live in Yavapai Hills. So that's been super popular. Plus, we're everywhere from Kimmy's and the Back Alley Wine Bar, and we'll be in Kirkland on Friday. So we're playing around quite a bit, and I got to say that we're probably one of the better sounding duos in town.
I like it. What, and say that name one more time for the people.
That's Double Up.
Double Up.
Double Up Duo.
Check them out on, I'm assuming, social medias.
We have a page on Facebook.
Go
and
look 'em
we
up.
also have a Instagram, X. We're on all the stuff.
Right on. Well, Greg, go ahead and spin our topic wheel. I know you know what you're doing.
Hang on.
There we go.
And
Let's see what we get. Ooh, technology. So I know you were just talking about some of the technology that was showcased here today in the Black Magic. What was what got you most excited, or what was the piece of technology that you're looking forward to using or getting your hands on?
Well, I've used quite a bit of again, DaVinci Resolve is one of the best free programs that you can have out there, but their new cameras are absolutely amazing. The camera backs have gotten to the point where you can literally program. It comes with about 28 different LUTs.
Wow.
Just built in. You've got all these options about speed, your ISO settings, just all things that you prayed for this versatility back in the day.
Yeah.
Because people built this stuff very proprietary. Well, they allow you to really bounce between, let's say, platforms.
Mm-hmm.
They allow you to you can get a really cinematic look. You can go full video. You can do whatever it is you're trying to achieve. They really give you all the options. I was really amazed at how much technology is packed in this box and how smart they are about it. And the way that they built the cameras and all the points that you can mount it, everything you can add to it, the optional power supplies,
It's built for the consumer is what I like. The most I've heard and the notes that I've collected
Mm-hmm.
is that it is built for the consumer. It is user friendly, sleek,
Exactly.
super customizable too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super customizable.
The basic box is, like I said, it allows you get to pick your lenses, you get to pick your monitors, you get to pick all the additional stuff you want to do. You decide how much, whether you're running audio or not. Everything you need is there. You got HDMI outs, you got direct outs, you've got all this other stuff. It's truly versatile.
Yeah.
Versatile is going to be the key word here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changing kind of the topic, but how do you feel like AI has affected content creation and honestly the film industry as a whole? Tell me what your thoughts are on that.
Look, AI's here to stay.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Visually, it's opened some huge doors. It's been able to cut a lot of corners. You can do a ton of research. I use AI. I don't use it to write. If I'm going to do something, I'll do it live.
Right.
And I'll use my own voice. I don't need AI to create content for me, but I need it to curate that content. So as an editing tool and as a research tool, because when you ask a specific question, as long as your prompt is right and you're asking the right questions, you'll get answers.
Yeah.
Whether the answers you want to hear or not, it's another story. Oh, hello.
Woo. Plosives.
Yeah, they'll never exchange this. Mother Nature AI will never replace Mother Nature.
No.
It's a tool like anything else.
Right.
It can be misused.
It's about using it responsibly.
It has the capacity to be misused, but if you use it responsibly, it's a valuable tool.
100%.
Just like the cell phone, just like anything else, it's going to take a while to put some restraints on this technology. There are things that you want to protect people from. And there are things that you want to, make sure kind of rein some of that in. But just like the web, you have the dark web.
Yeah.
And so there are people that are going to misuse AI technology.
Yeah, 100%.
There are plenty of people that are going to use it responsibly, and it's going to save them a lot of time, effort, and money.
Right.
You're going to put some people out of work simply because some very simple jobs or the paper shuffling jobs, they're going away.
Yeah.
You don't need to. It can literally read a mass database. If that stuff is input, it'll correlate. It'll put it all together. It'll pull references from all that material. That is going to be way quicker than having a human researcher.
Yeah, 100%.
So, not that those programs are going to completely go away, because they're going to be things that are only readable, things that haven't been scanned yet.
I was just going to say the biggest thing is that there is a never-ending supply of data that hasn't been put in yet.
Right.
Yes, you can put a crazy amount of data or information into those databases, but there's still more. There's still things and perspective and human aspects that just you're not going to get out of that.
No.
And I think AI is just it has changed the game a lot, like significantly reduced the amount of just meticulous labor that takes time
repetitive behavior.
Yeah, repetitive.
So it's that kind of thing. Again, if And we need people, we need bookkeepers, we need that kind of thing because people have to log that stuff and get it in to the system.
Right.
But you're not going to need as many people going through the same paperwork over and over and doing the same kind. We've digitized so much. This really helps with the speed of finding information that you're looking for and things like that. It helps you correlate.
Speeds
It'll
up the
prompt
process
you
for
to
sure.
certain things. And again, I've done some things, had it edit a bunch of ideas that I had that were all tied together by a common theme. But not only did it find the theme, but kind of correlate and put things in an order that I hadn't expected. And I went, oh, well, hang on, that actually works better if I put this part first.
Yeah.
And this is, I'm sorry, I was thinking of this as your front story. This is not, this is your B story.
Right. Right.
It kind of helps clarify some things.
And it gives you an interesting perspective as well. Like, I feel like, and some people use it for crazy stuff, but what I've most used it for is I will be like, I'll put in some of my work and I'll be like, just give me a perspective on this. Give me, some feedback. I just want the feedback and use it as a secondary brain. Like, it is like I take myself out of it and then I'm just feeding it the raw information of what I have to put in.
Right.
And then you just get like that little feedback and I don't try and copy and paste it.
Nope.
I want to take the little nuggets that it provides and you're just like, oh, I didn't see that quite that way. I didn't see the way this works.
Different perspective.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. It helps that. A big question that I have is where is the industry and where do you see technology going in the next 10 years, in the next decade? Because every single year, processing power doubles in computing processing power. It is significant, the change from 2025 and 2024 to where we're at today in 2026 with the amount of processing, amount of AI technology that's being integrated. I mean, it blows my mind. We're just at the Western Heritage Center, and they have that fantastic proto hologram box, and it just like blows my mind how it integrates so beautifully with like the raw, artifacts, and then you're bringing in that technology that just kind of breathes a breath of life into
it's a new kind of life.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
different, but I mean it can be
Unique.
added. But again, you're talking about history. You're talking about things
Right.
like that. That can easily be integrated where you're able to look at this hologram, interact with the hologram, ask questions.
Yeah.
And the hologram answers you. And I believe they're going to be using the persona of Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, that's
So-
the first one they had on. I was talking to Dennis Tuberty. They have like Big Nose Kate, and I think they said Bucky O'Neill, which is like an integral part of our,
Local Prescott,
town.
right?
Yeah. So I'm super excited for it. But where do you see the technology going for this industry? Where do you see it growing to? One thing that I saw, I just came back from Iceland yesterday.
Oh.
So, but we went into a museum and they had a 360 degree viewing screen. Like you step into it and you get to really experience.
It's totally immersive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely immersive. And I've seen some of these theaters now that they're building that are like I think it's like 180 degrees in the curved screen, and they're watching The Matrix, and
Right.
all the stuff is like
It's
flying
coming
past.
right by
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Well, look at the Sphere in
Yeah.
Las Vegas. I mean, again, the technology's gotten to this point where we really have a unique, immersive audience experience, and you're going to be able to you're going to start seeing things and be able to experience things, or talk with historical figures, get feedback, ask the questions you want to ask, do
Right.
this kind of thing. We're going to start seeing more and more of that as the technology increases, the computing power increases, and the costs drop.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it'll become more and more affordable to where you're actually interacting. I mean, you talk about
Accessible
look
to the
back at the old
public,
Star
yeah.
Wars movies.
Yeah.
When they showed the little hologram of it's Obi-Wan, and
Yeah.
he said you need to go here or you need to go there, or Princess Leia, she said I'm here and come help me, save me, Luke. Kind of thing. Well, yeah, and she's a little 3-inch figure in a green wavery kind of thing. it's going to get so good that it doesn't. It's not green. It doesn't waver. You're literally. You're like. Yeah, you can put your hand through
It's
it.
there.
But you're like. It feels real.
Yeah.
And the technology is only going to get more impressive. I think the guy that we should be asking is James Cameron, because here's a guy that's going to be creating immersive experiences.
100%.
You know, the latest, the Billie Eilish, concert film that he put out. I mean, amazing.
Yeah.
And the new technology, the stuff he's doing in the Avatar movies, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Where, he's a very forward-thinking filmmaker and tech guy.
Yeah.
Because none of the stuff he needed to create the movies he created existed until he put a team on it and invented it.
Yeah.
And spent his own money doing R&D, took the money he made off those earlier movies, off the Terminator movies, the other things like that, which were all very futuristic.
Yeah.
Took that money and invested it in this technology to where he made all those things happen.
Now people other than him can go and invest and use that as well and create new projects and create.
Right.
I'm super excited. I see a big change in the experiencing aspect. I don't feel as though it's going to stick with a flat silver screen. You're going to get more into the immersive and engaging your audience in a whole new captivating way, in a very beautiful but forward-thinking technologically.
Well, look at how IMAX is completely sold out. The Odyssey.
Yeah,
out.
I'm so excited.
That's going to be awesome. And there's only 30% of the screens in the U.S. can cover and do the actual IMAX format in full surround, HD, et cetera, et cetera. So, like I said, those numbers are selling. People will come out for an experience.
Right.
Going to the movies
Especially
is
something
okay.
you haven't
but
seen.
when you go to an immersive IMAX theater, which curved on the top and curved on the sides, and your seats, and we've tried several things. Again, sometimes the seats move. Sometimes we're going to start seeing more
4D
of that.
and
4D and hey, maybe they'll bring smell-o-vision back. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna get wild in the next decade, even more. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited for where the industry goes. I know that it's taken a really hard hit, especially post-COVID and with LA just having the huge reduction in production.
Well,
But
that's exactly what it is. And even though they're going to be bumping those tax credits back up and everybody's all hot to bring the industry back, the fact of the matter was that COVID changed a lot.
COVID changed
a lot. Everything
Yeah.
all over the world. And it affected everybody, and it affected tons of businesses, and it hit the movie business particularly hard only because the amount of people to mount any kind of major production is massive.
Yeah.
And of course we were going to be affected by that, because you can, if you're running a standard business, you can set up some protocols and you've got your workers and everything. But in the movie business, it's constantly changing.
Yeah.
You've got people coming on and off set every day, and you've got all these people. There's so many moving parts, and you're rolling. You're going from town to town, and or from city to city, or from country to country.
Yeah.
If you're going to shoot, Mission Impossible or something like that, you're shooting something that's a multinational production. You're bouncing between here and Europe or China and Australia or whatever. That again, COVID affected travel. It affected health, welfare of all the people just working. So it had a big impact and we haven't come back from it.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to see some more young life into it and the industry to kind of come back in a more unique and advanced way. And I think you guys are doing something really amazing with NAFA and trying to provide an easier alternative path and just make it more accessible.
Exactly.
It's really impressive on what you guys are doing.
The next
tip
group
of the hat to you.
Next group of young filmmakers is going to be coming from Middle America.
Yep.
And from places, and you no longer have the money's not a barrier of entry anymore. Filmmakers are able to access all these tools at a much lower cost. You can literally put a movie studio together for the price of a used Volkswagen.
Yeah.
So and you just need a good computer, a simple camera. The rest is all about storytelling, the different experiences
And
that need to
vision.
get out there, and vision.
Yeah.
And those kids are out there. They're working on this stuff now. They have an interest, and they're Steven Spielberg would tell stories about how in his brother they would shoot movies out
Yeah.
in their yard because they had the little Super 8 camera.
Yeah.
And their dad gave them, they ran their paper route, and they paid for film, and they did that. But they had an idea. They wanted to tell stories. They're storytellers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the next generation of storytellers is what I'm excited about.
Yeah, I hope that what I really hope is that AI doesn't take over that section or that segment, and people start relying so heavily on the AI to write the stories. And I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
That's I just think that there's so much human experience and so much
it's
passion
so
and
diverse.
innovation
Yeah.
that's going to come from these younger audiences. We're getting more advanced as we go along, and there's going to be new stories to be told, and I'm super excited to kind of just float into what's coming.
You have every reason to be excited.
Yeah.
I'm just as excited, and like I said, I can't wait to see how things go. Like I said, I want to help storytellers. We want to just bring some more production to Arizona. We want to get some things going here and keep it here.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why, if you have training and interest in making films and doing that locally, you could stay local.
Yeah.
You know,
I like it.
And work with people that want to work with you.
I see your banner in the background. It says connect, create, and collaborate, and that's
Yeah.
just like, that speaks to me. Greg, it has been amazing having you on, getting you to talk about NAFA, Black Magic, AI development, all that. Unfortunately, we got to wrap this segment up, but is there anything you want to leave our audience with before you go?
Encourage the storytellers in your family, or if you have friends, you've got grandkids, whatever. Those kids can tell a story that is truly amazing, and if you help them, give them the tools, just encourage them to keep doing this. We're gonna see some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna have things that they're gonna build a whole new legacy for creation that I think is gonna be, like I said, absolutely amazing. They're gonna be, if they can get their story out to the world, because now we have the technology where you can literally broadcast and put it out there for everybody.
Yeah.
People are interested in what's going on.
Yeah.
And the story you think might be small, it might be the story about your cat or your particular hobby, whatever it is. You're a beekeeper. You're this. You're that. You may make quilts.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
whatever it is that you do. People are going to be interested in that.
Yeah.
And you may not think it's going to be and it might not be some big thing, but somebody's going to be really interested in the fact that this is what you've done, or this is your pastime, this is your hobby, this is your passion.
Yeah.
That you've done for 34 years, and you were the ultimate quilt maker in
Yeah.
your area. Everybody comes to you, but because 80 different ways to do this. Again, we've become kind of fragmented, but no matter what you do has value.
Yeah.
And the story that you want to tell has value. Someone's going to see it, and it's going to speak to them.
Yeah, I just had the executive producer of Criminal Minds on, and he started as a police officer in Chicago and just started writing screenplays for just for fun, and it turned into something really amazing where he got an opportunity to go do something quite spectacular in creating Criminal Minds.
Right,
and it just started.
He worked as a consultant, and then he found out, I can help write the stories.
It started with him coming from a raw, emotional, and just real experience of his life. He was a cop, you know, and that's what the show
told
is.
Those stories.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where Criminal Minds came
Yeah.
from.
So don't be afraid to get your message out there. Go. He said, "Don't chase your dreams. Make it happen."
Yeah, there it is.
I like it.
There
Greg,
it is.
it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
got it,
And
buddy.
we'll be back with our next guest here on the Curbcast for the 16th Annual Film Festival. That's a wrap here for Season 2, Episode number 2 on the Curbcast. We're here in front of the Jim and Linda Lee Performing Arts Center for the 16th Annual Prescott Film Festival. And let me tell you, it has been so fun having our guests on. We got to speak with Helen Stevenson, who is the director and founder of our festival, as well as Barry Tolley, who was the director of the feature film that was showed today called Jacob's Lane. It was super fun having them on, as well as all of our other guests who decided to come join us here on the Curbcast. Now, before we go, I have to give some shout-outs to our last couple sponsors. So, big thank you to Yavapai Community College, who equips students with excellent education all over Yavapai County. They provide 4-year degree programs as well as career technical programs at affordable prices. As well, Prescott Tire Pros, who are your go-to automotive mechanics for any and all your car needs. With a wide range of services, Prescott Tire Pro is there for you. And last but not least, the Western Heritage Center, which is a downtown center committed to preserving that Western roots that we hold in this town of Prescott, and we are so proud. They're located on 156 South Montezuma Street, right along Whiskey Row. So if you're looking for something to do while you're downtown, go check it out. They just got that brand new proto hologram box that I highly suggest you go check out. And that's going to be a wrap for season 2, episode number 2. And we look forward to seeing you again on the next one.